ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy SCGRANT here, and welcome to Los Ondas, aka the City of Waves. Well, you may be asking yourselves as to why am I finally delving back into Cities Skylines already. Like, the game, well, to tell you the truth, the game has finally turned 10 years old, and with it, well, let's just say that a roadmap for March 2025 has been available to us by Colossal Order, Paradox Interactive, and Televis Media. Not only is we're getting content for the first game, but the second game is also getting new content. Well, for the PC, that is. All platforms of the original Cities Skylines 1 will be receiving new content following throughout the month, with Cities Skylines 1 being the last to get the last of it. So without further ado, you may be asking yourselves why I decided to hop back to Cities Skylines. Well, you may know is that I have done my first impressions and final thoughts videos on Cities Skylines and done various videos about the series as a whole on the main channel and even around here. But what you don't know was the fact is that I had plans to finally utilize the remastered version of PlayStation 5 to finally put everything together. Remember, I got the remastered version for free since I own the PS4 version. The only thing that was added to the this remastered version of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X was the fact is that you can now get up to 25 tiles in the game. Yep. And with that also, it comes with some extra cheat functions that were heavily requested, and thank the heavens that they finally did it. That is, unlock all unique buildings and unlock all monuments. That's like the monuments part is they went the extra mile with it, but the units was the best part ever because it felt as though as that cross saves were never gonna happen, and they confirmed there were no cross saves. So unlock all unique. The cheat function for all unique buildings being unlocked was definitely the it's pretty much compensation. It's to make up for it, and that's how it is. But you may be asking yourselves, why did you call your city Los Ondas? Well, I just told you, it's basically the city of waves, because it's basically in Spanish. It's pretty much a Spanish term. Like, Los is more of a feminine noun, and I put Ondas means waves in Spanish. So, and I have actually did do a little bit of Spanish. I actually did took a Spanish course back in my senior high school. I passed with a C, and it wasn't pretty, man. But yeah, I do a little bit of Spanish, but you get the idea of the city. The purpose of this city is to essentially build upon it as we go further along. And with the anniversary DLC update coming about, it makes sense that I will eventually start building up my city. Basically utilizing every DLC expansion, creator pack, radio station, and anything in between to try to get the best city out of making 25 tiles. Because remember, on the PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, you can only do 9 tiles. But now with the remastered version, well, let's just say that we got 16 extra tiles to play with. So that means, however, it comes at a cost of performance. So if you see anything of slowdown, you may be realizing that. With 25 tiles, I can now finally do the unthinkable and not only expand, but to basically do areas and stuff that I could not do before with 9 tiles. I always assumed when I saw that the game was gonna get remastered for pretty much current gen consoles, i.e. the PS5 and Xbox Series X, I say okay. And the fact that new tiles, like I said, tiles and all the buildings were added to the game, only for remastered version. So meaning that I will eventually have to step away from the PS4 version. Well, since you put it that way, yes, but no. I'll explain. Yeah, I did state it before because of in my one of my videos on my main channel that it was going to be my last one to use footage from the PS4 version. I stated before I wanted to move away from the PS4 version of the footage and try to focus on the remastered version. I've done some videos about it. I already did 2 videos talking about both the deluxe relax station and the soft rock radio one, so it makes sense to finally for the sequel of Cities Skylines 2, but it makes sense to go back to the first game knowing it's still getting content for not only PC players but console players as well, most notably PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. But yeah, it's comes to show that we have come a long way in the last 10 years. We went from having barely anything to basically having an abundance of new stuff added to the game, courtesy of both developers and community members, and even content creators as well. But it's just a showing that time does fly when you basically bring in so many opportunities. This game is the definition of anything comes and goes. Like anything you can add to the game, it has so much possibilities. It's like the game has no limits. This game truly has no limits to what you can imagine. The only limitation is your imagination. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of my City of Waves, aka Las Ondas itself. And what do I have to bring to the table now that I'm using one of its new maps from the 3rd map pack that was added to the game? Well, let's step right into it. This is Las Ondas. Well, to put it simply, yeah, I have basically made some districts known as Toyota Flats. I did another one that is called Subaru Beach, and pretty much one more currently in this current state now as of me recording this would be Ford Industrial. Now, I do have plans. Each one of them have its own pretty much feats, including having some industrial, but I actually know that my city will have more residential spots than ever before, meaning because of the population. So I have to make sure to keep track. I gotta make sure that my city is balanced between keeping business running and the people and the citizens happy. Another thing to point in mind, and most likely for future videos, is that I'm currently got one of the mountains that has road. I already had it built and laid out. It's just that there's nothing there yet, as you see on the screen, and because I am currently trying to get other stuff pretty much things connected before I eventually get to the mountains. Because once again, there's a lot of land to cover, including trying to get airports, harbors, you name it. Anything you can, it can get into the city, I could be able to get it right on time. Also, to make sure that I, even we run with all the water treatment plants, so I just keep the city's water supply running, I have put them all in the back, in the outskirts, in the back, behind some mountains, and you see some windmills and some, water solar plants and all that, just to try to keep the city's water running. But once again, I made Las Ondas essentially like a beachfront. Like I actually put like gravel walk paths alongside some of the mainline roads in the city. And as per usual, one of my main things that when it comes to making a city is that you gotta have people working, bro. Because once again, by the time I put schools and police, fire stations, all the services and stuff, once again, people start attending these schools and get highly educated and get them higher paying jobs. Once again. But once again, I have to utilize pretty much every DLC expansion and creator pack and radio station as possible, because once again, for this game coming out on March 25th, as we recording this, we're getting 2 new creator packs and 1 radio station, along with a free update. So we don't know what else they're gonna add to the game. We don't know. Like maybe some new road types, maybe, because if that's the case, then I might have to add that on to Los Ondas. That depends. And also, I have exceeded the over 10,000 people living here. It will keep climbing as we get more residential areas added to the game, added to the city. Well, not the game, but my city. It'll get added on. Plus, one of the most obvious factors is that I do have the unlimited resources and funds cheat on. So pretty much, it's basically an experimental. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes when it comes to trying to get as much done. Because this is going to be big. Like, I even have the Industrial Evolution creator pack installed, because I got some buildings that was from, and you see some assets for that. A lot of stuff from the past updates and DLCs were now fully fleshed out now on next-gen hardware or current-gen hardware, wherever you're at. And it's most likely that I'm going to be really intent on trying to get this thing going, man. Because once again, also I have a monorail station ready to go, and yeah, that's also in the works. So that will lead to another area later on in future videos. But there's still more to talk about, because once again, there's a lot to cover when it comes to actually dealing with pretty much what I have currently now is 3 areas, which is Toyota Flats, Subaru Beach, and Ford Industrial. Named after pretty much these areas are named after car manufacturers. But one of the things I also added was Volkswagen. Since in the Toyota Flats, you may notice I've added its own pedestrian area, little spot called Volkswagen Lofts, basically dedicated to all those recreational buildings. So you might see more pedestrian-like areas in the game too. So yeah, it's most likely gonna be it. But that's all for now. and I hope you guys ready for more, and I'll see you guys next time.